Let me tell you a story. I had such a long weekend. Then when it happened, I could not believe what I went through. So this was my situation. Had a date. It was on a weekend. I'm so excited. We've been chatting with this guy, and of course you like him, and you're looking forward to meeting him. It's a weekend. I mean, what could go wrong? So of course he texts me where he is. As a foreigner, he's staying in a guest house. So there I am, Uber. When I reached there, of course I expect the full formalities of security. Who are you? What are you here to do? Who are you here to see? Check the Uber, before you go inside. My God, there was no one at the gate, if I'm not wrong. I just went, paid the Uber guy, and I was in. And of course I met the guy. It was around almost 6 p.m. so we were like, let's go for dinner. So yeah, we're off. Dinner goes well. I think around 9 p.m. that's when we were done. So we were like, okay, let's hang out a little bit because there was the club just on the rooftop. So we're like, let's go there before we decide what to do. So there we are. We ordered wine. Kidum was performing. It was so nice. The environment, the atmosphere was just so nice. All of a sudden, he gets a phone call. This guy who has brought his passport to the guest house. So we are like, how did this guy get his passport? And of course there are other things missing from not only his room but also from the room of his colleagues, electronics, the laptops and stuff. So since we can't get the whole story over the phone, so we have to go back to the resort. Jeez man, we hadn't even sipped our wine, 3 sips, and we have to go back. So we reached there, we find a boda guy with his documents. So the supervisor of the guest house is not trying to, I already called the cops saying place is being stolen. There are thieves around. And of course when the cops come, they come armed, with the guns, like something, robbery is going on, so they're ready to, it's like a shootout or something or whatever. So when they come, Mimi, my heart just started to beat too fast. I'm like, what is not happening? So the border guy is asked, where did you get this stuff? He says about approach B, like the normal delivery, the way the wamezoea. Told me to bring this stuff to the resort. He did not tell me his name, he did not tell me who he was, he just told me to bring the stuff. So that's when he brought the things they did not need, which was apparently his passport. What could they do with his passport? So that's the only thing they sent back after having stolen his camera. Now here I am with the border guy. Of course we are the only ones who are the odd ones out. We're not part of the resort. We are not guests. So who are the main suspects? Me and him. Him because it began the stuff to bring to the resort, and I because I was with him, so they suspected that I had. Jeez, man, I told the guys, oh, there's a place here, and this guy has a laptop, has a nice camera. So I told them, something of that sort. Like I had arranged the whole thing and told them where they are, where they're staying, and how to even access the rooms. I'm like, what? Me? I didn't do anything. What are you talking about? We had to be taken to the police station for more questioning. There we are. I'm telling you, my tears were just here. My whole body is like shivering. So we were taken in, of course, my date and his boss had to come along. The supervisor of the hotel also had to come, or the one who was in charge for the night. You have to come explain what exactly happened. So here she is giving her story, trying to pin me and the boda guy. So she's saying it in a way that she's very, very, very sure that it's me and the boda guy who planned all this. I'm telling you, this is why you need to be careful. You need to listen to what the accuser is saying, because I did not listen. I was not listening. I was, in my own thoughts. I'm like, come on, why me? I didn't do anything. So I was like, there's no way this case could go far. I mean, I know I'm innocent. There's no way they can pin me into this. There's no evidence they can find. But whatever the lady in charge of the night was saying, police really believed her. It was her case against my date, who is saying there's no way she could have done this because she was with me the whole time, then no, that's what I'm saying. You need to listen when the accuser is saying, because there are things she said I wish I could have opposed there and then, because I don't think she knew what she was saying. So first of all, you do not know who your guests are. Who exactly is in the guest house? Who are they? What are they doing there? You know, she does not have those details. Here she comes relying on circumstances, saying things just for the sake of saving, you know, she was the one who was in charge, so she has to have a solution to that. So I urge you to listen to when the accuser is saying something, argue with them, akisema hivi, then say that. Question it. If he or she has no answer, so that means they are the ones who are lying or they don't know what they are saying. So that was my mistake. I never listened. I was just there and I'm like, me and home. There's no way they can pin me to this. But unfortunately, even after my date tried to tell them that I had nothing to do with this, but I don't think she is capable of doing this. You know, my things have been stolen, but I don't think she's the one. No. The cop in charge had already agreed for me to go because he cannot find me, or he cannot find any connection between me and theft if I was not in the resort when the things were being stolen. At the end of the day, I don't think they had a choice but to hold me up until the CCTV cameras of the resort were found, not the resort, the guest house, and then they could see exactly who came in and out and what exactly happened. So there I am, locked for the night. What? At this point I am crying. When reality hits me, I'm about to sleep. So my date tried to talk to the cops, trying to convince. He really tried, but it did not work. So they had to go back and I had to remain in the cell. It's cold. It's at night. I'm in a dress. He was so sweet. He left me his shirt because you can see I most probably be freezing in there. He left me his shirt, and that's what I use for the night. And of course the cops, the night shift cops really sympathized with me. Now wakanitwile shuka ya Masai because the floor there is very cold. There's nothing, there's no seat, it's just a cold effing floor. I don't think I got any sleep until you don't even know the time. I only know I had very few hours of sleep, and at 6 a.m. the guy had to come for his shuka because he did not want his supervisor to come and see that you've given an inmate a shuka. What is that? During the day and morning, I mean. So they bring you tea for the inmates. I'm an inmate. First of all, I don't take tea. So she asked me, if you don't take tea, what do you take? I'm like, turungi or porridge. So she asked me, do you want turungi or porridge? I was like, okay, give me turungi. Turungi is a mixture of water and tea. So I don't take tea. So those are the only options that was there. Unless there was coffee. No. So I take turungi and they give me 2 slices of bread. And when I looked at that cup, the cup they gave me with the turungi, because there's someone who's coming to serve you, and I look at that cup and I'm like, ew, it doesn't look clean. See Maringo, but it did not look clean. So the guys who are coming to solve the story, the OCPDs or the whatever, the lazy people, Kenyan police, well, we just use Satano. So they have to go back to the guest house and look at the CCTV camera, see what they can find. So the owner of the guest house is not at home. Apparently, he or she is the one who has access, or his house, which is just next to the guest house, is the only one who has access to the CCTV. So the owner has to be called, sijua kwa wapi, come, give access to the police to see the CCTV. So as they do that, my date and his boss are there, so we talk a little bit. I feel so dehydrated. He asked me if I've slept well, and like, what do you mean slept well? You know, general questions of concern, and of course you feel like crying even more because you're like, you cannot believe this is happening to you. He offers me water because huko napewa maji sijui kama unaweza uliza kama unaweza kwa maji na upewe, sijui. But he gave me his water, and before he gave me, the policeman who was there was like, drink it first then give it to her, maybe it might be poisoned, you know, something of that sort. So you have to drink the water first then give it to me, to make sure that nothing is wrong with the water. I think they left later because I was not allowed to talk to him. So time went, I was so frustrated. Lunchtime reached, they brought ugali and cabbage. But then I was hungry, man. I ate that ugali and cabbage. So the OCPDs or whatever, I call them the big cops. So the big cops went to the guest house, checked the CCTV. What they found, I do not know. So they came back still accusing me of trying to get information from me and the Boda guy, trying to say that we had planned the whole thing, or I had told the thieves that there is A, B, C, and D place with A, B, C, and D, so go steal. So now they have to grill you. So they bring me to the office. They're trying to threaten you in an indirect way, like tell us where you took the things, something of that sort. But I stood on the ground. I was like, I did not do anything. I told them all the information they needed. I was very honest. I did not check, because that was what they were looking for. My information was very straightforward, because before I left that cell, I am very upset at this moment. I'm like, people are kidding me. How can you pin me to something I haven't done? So my question was, if I was part of the whole thing, when we were going out for dinner and he was called and he was told things had been stolen, why did I go back with him? So I could have been like, alright, our date is over, so you know, my mission is completed. You know, I guys have managed to steal the things, so we can go you know, share the things. So why did I go back to the resort with him, even if I was the mastermind of the whole thing? Second of all, I told them there's no security there. When I reached there with my Uber, there was no guard. His room, did I mention that he had told me his room does not lock? Why? He does not know. His room, or should I say all the rooms, have no safety deposit box. I am in the industry, tourism and hospitality, and you know, these are the essentials of a safe hotel in any place. Security at the gate, safety deposit box, being able to lock your room, not with the old key, but now we are in the era of electronic cards. You know what I mean? And anyone who goes to the resort and is not a guest, you need to identify yourself at the reception, say who you are here to meet, give your identity card, so in case anything happens, we know exactly where to start. But none of that ever happened in that guest house. There was nothing like that. Meaning the security of the place is very much questionable. Meaning anyone can walk in and get out without any suspicion. So I think that is what happened. If it is an inside job, of course it was an inside job. Whoever it was, I do not know. But they found this opportunity of there's a Kenyan girl in the building, so let's steal today. And of course they pin her into it. Junior will be the odd one out in the whole scenario. Us will be cool. So they grill me. I go back to the cell. I'm like, they're about to let me go because they can't find anything. It's around 5 p.m. So they teacher you, they're like, toka. So me and the boda guy, they're like, kujeni. Ebu call your people to bail you out. If not, if you don't have bail money, because they're like, wambini watume 20 or 25,000. Tell them to send 20 or 25,000 for bail. We will bail you out, then we'll meet tomorrow in court. So the next day was Monday. Or else you spend the night in jail, and we give you transport to court. So this is already a court case. Okay. Or for me it was just a case of, if you have to go work the next day, can you do something? We finish all these. So the whole time they know they have nothing on you. But they're trying to incite fear in you. So you have work the next day, so if you don't want this to get ugly, so tumalizane sahi. Immediately nishikanisha, they're like, okay, I need to bail myself out and be on my way out, and the case will be normal. And of course it's like that because they can't find anything on me. So and this time I'm very tired, I'm very exhausted, my weekend has been exhausting, I need to prepare for work the next day, and I had no choice but to do that. So for them to let me go, I had to give them something. And it is because I don't think I know my rights as a Kenyan citizen. When you are caught and you don't know exactly what your rights are, and I need somebody, I need a Kenyan lawyer to tell me what you are supposed to do in this case. It's my first scenario. I have to miss work. Will I see myself on TV being told I'm a Kenyan girl who mastermind a robbery? And I went home, my money went, I did not have enough time with my date. But thing is, don't stay in a guest house, in a resort, in a hotel that has bad reviews. Because I went back to Google to look at this resort. The guest house, the reviews were so bad. See mosquito, not from mosquitoes, to the doors not closing, to not enough water. And I heard later that the person at the guest house closed the guest house because he or she had had enough of the bad reviews. Cheap is expensive. You stay in a cheap place, then they lost the electronics. I am very sorry about that, but I think my case or my situation and whoever planned all that, because again I still say it was an inside job, God strike you. What I went through was not funny, or what those guys or stealing people's stuff is not funny. You know, people work hard for their money. You don't just come and take it just like that. So I came home. The first thing, you've ever come home and you are thankful for what you have, your comfortable bed, having a warm shower. I was like so grateful. That environment, back to home, at least sleeping in a warm bed, that's when I realized how grateful I am for the things that I have. The next day I went to work. You could clearly see I'm tired. Leave me a comment. What do you think of the story? Anyone who has ever been in the same situation? My situation was being in the wrong place, wrong time. Nothing was right about that place except my date. Oof. Tell me what you think. Leave me a comment, like this video, and bye bye.